Oil is suddenly back on everyone's radar. And if you've been ignoring energy stocks this year, you probably feel like you're kind of late. Because oil prices have suddenly shot up over 50% in the last couple of months alone, after dropping heavily throughout 2025. And one stock I've been obsessing over since the beginning of this year is actually up over 61%. But here's the good news. I actually believe this stock has plenty of growth left for 2026. But before we get to that, let's first just zoom out a little. Oil didn't just randomly go up. WTI and Brent crude have climbed roughly 70% year to date, with prices pushing back above the $100 range, which is pretty insane. The main reason? Geopolitical risks. Tensions in the Middle East, especially disruptions around the Strait of Hormuz, a shipping route responsible for roughly 1/5 of global oil supply, have created major supply fears. When markets think supply could tighten, energy prices usually go up fast as hell. And when oil rises, oil service companies are usually the leveraged winners. Which brings me to this particular stock I called in the Discord server back in January. The stock? Patterson Energy Incorporated, or ticker P-TEN. As you can see, I've mentioned how this energy stock would do good in 2026 multiple times, way back in early January, before the US actually started war with Iran, before energy had this huge run-up. So yeah, this wasn't just a random trade, but a full-on thesis-driven call on a stock with solid potential. And I do feel like the bullish case for the rest of the year is still pretty solid. Here's why. Firstly, they sell the picks and shovels. Patterson Energy doesn't just rely on guessing oil prices. They actually provide the drilling and completion services to energy producers as well. This means when oil companies increase production, P10 gets paid regardless of who wins the commodity cycle. Their completion services alone generated hundreds of millions in quarterly revenue, showing strong operational demand across US basins. So instead of betting directly on oil alone, you're betting on industry activity. And activity is rising in a way that doesn't just suddenly fade away on a single news headline. Secondly, strong contracts plus high utilization. This is where it gets interesting. P10 operates dozens of rigs under term contracts, locking in future drilling revenue worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So basically they have very predictable cash flow, and investors love certainty. So this provides a solid base for a stock with insane potential and an improving balance sheet. Even during volatile oil markets, their fleets, including natural gas-powered and dual-fuel equipment, have remained highly utilized, showing operators are still actively drilling. This kind of efficiency is what keeps the revenue machine ticking and boosts investor sentiment. High utilization basically equals sustained demand, and sustained demand can seriously drive investor sentiment and price up higher. And lastly, financial strength and shareholder returns. This isn't just a cyclical hype thing either. P10 generated roughly $961 million in operating cash flow in 2025, and over $400 million in free cash flow. They even increased their dividend by 25%, signaling management confidence going into 2026. And trust me, companies don't just raise payouts out of nowhere unless they expect continued stability. To add to that, the stock is hitting 52-week highs, with strong investor confidence, and analysts raising earnings expectations. This is like a recipe for momentum, but also backed by fundamentals, of course. So here's my thesis summed up. If oil volatility continues, producers will drill more. And if producers drill more, service companies like P10 benefit first. And yeah, unlike all those hype trades, this one's backed by actual contracts, cash flow, and sector demand, which is why it's already up 61% from when I first mentioned it as a buy. And that's about it for today. Let me know down below what you think of this stock and any other great opportunities you're watching. Also, if you want early insights on solid stocks like this one, head over to the Discord and join the growing community. Free spaces are limited, so get in whilst you can. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you in the next one.